Feels like it's been a long time, man. Obviously, you had the
Yeah.
injury and that sort of thing. So how does it feel now to be coming up on a title fight?
Yeah, feels great, man. When I got injured, it was 2 weeks before my fight, so I was in great shape, but unfortunately I have this injury. But now I'm 100%, hungry again, ready to go.
How difficult was it for you to pull out of that fight, and all the ensuing questions about your toughness or why you didn't fight and that sort of thing?
Yeah, man, it's hard to find. Like I told, Lorenzo. I say, Lorenzo, if I can't kick, I would fight. But if I can walk, I can't fight. I had a broken bone, and it's not something like I had against Pettis. And because against Pettis, I couldn't grapple, I couldn't kick, but I could box and do everything else. So. But it's not because the fight was against Conor. It was, I never pull over any fight. I never cancel any fight due injury, and that was the first time. We put in a lot. Put a lot of work. I put a lot of work on that camp. We invest a lot of money, time, and But I think God knows everything. He knows the best thing to me, and here I am, 2 weeks away, great shape, ready to prove the world that I am the champion.
Did you watch Conor and Nate fight?
Yeah, I did. I
Yeah.
did it with
How tough was it?
Ah man, it was tough, because I want to fight, I want to be there, I want to compete, like I said, because I put a lot of work. When you fight and you lose, it's hard because you feel that all that work that you put into that camp was like for nothing. But that situation was different because I not even fought, so it was even worse for me.
Now you do have a fight. Eddie Alvarez, talk about him stepping in. I mean, it's not the fight that people I think were thinking about, but do you feel like he's a rightful #1 contender?
Yeah, man, he's a guy that earned it. He beat 2 former world champions. He beat Anthony Pettis. He beat Melendez, and there's nobody else to be on that position. And now he's got the title. He's got the shot. And my job is go there, get him, go there and prove everybody that I am the champ, that I come to stay, and I'm ready to do it.
Is there any part of you that still wants the Conor McGregor fight at some point, or do you feel like that time has passed?
Well, right now my focus 100% on talking about Conor McGregor is hard because he's a featherweight champion, and his fight is at 170. And I can't make 45s. I need to take my leg out to make 45s. And he's the guy that wants 2 belts. He's the one that talk about it. He want to be 2 division champion if he wants, and if UFC thinks he's earned it, and I will be there.
What if he loses again? I mean, like you said, it's at 170. If he loses 2 fights at 170, and then they came down and said, "Oh, we'll give him a title shot at lightweight," do you think that would be right, or do you think that would be unfair?
Yeah, but I think that's why he's picking this fight at 170. Already, making excuses if he loses again, which I think he will, because the guy beat him with 9 days notice. Now he have full fight camp. Nate Diaz, I fought him. The guy's tough. It's hard to finish. He takes shots, and I think it'll be hard for him. Diaz having a fight camp.
Yeah. Speaking of 170, I know in the past you said that might be a place for you in the future. You got the title right now, but what do you think about your future? Do you see a long run in the lightweight division, or do you feel like welterweight's coming up pretty soon?
Yeah, I feel, man. I still have a lot of things to do on the lightweight division. I don't want to be cocky or anything like that, but I want to make sure I will clean up this division top to bottom. I want to beat all the contenders for the next 2 years, and then go up. That's my plan.
How hard is it for you to make 155? Is it real?
It's hard.
Yeah?
It's hard.
What does it take for you?
Man, I had when I was 16 years old, I was 180 pounds. with 16 years old when I was competing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu blue belt, and now I'm 31, and you know, to make 55 is not easy.
Well, I know when you were injured too, you gained a decent amount of weight. How hard was that to shake that off after the injury?
Yeah, like right after Pettis fight was hard because I did 5 fights in 11 months. And that was a rough year for me. I was on my, you know, I said, man, I need to win this title. I will make as many fights as I can. And I got lucky that I didn't got any serious injury. And I did 5 fights in 11 months. And after I win the title, I need to take care of my injury. And the doctor told me, you can't train for 3 months. You need to take care of your knee. And I was doing meets, but he said, no, not even meets, not even hands, nothing. You need to stop. And I live a healthy life. I don't eat like crap every day. I always eat healthy, you know. But I think my body was just holding weight because so many cuts in such a short amount of time. And I got 205.
Yeah, yeah. You know, I remember also talking about 170 with Beneil. He says he won't fight you. He would go up in weight before that happens, but you know, he got back on the winning streak there. So how do you feel about him? He's one of your main training partners, I know, and how much of an issue is that with you guys in the gym?
Yeah, not issue at all. I told him, Benny, you not go up, I go up. I'm older. I've been on this game for a longer time, longer than you. Yeah. And I think Beneil, man, that kid, once he, you know, he put his mind, I think when he fought Michael Chiesa, he had that fight. He just like tried to do different things that Master Cordero told him to do. But I think that kid has a lot of potential. I train with him, you know. I feel him every day. He can be world champion. He can take my place one day. And I told him, go up. He will stay on the 55s.
So we know, you know, their gyms go through ups and downs, and right now King seems to really be on a roll. Do you notice a change or anything different in the gym now that so many of you guys have been winning and things just really seem to be clicking? I know Fabricio didn't win his fight, but a lot of guys have been doing quite well.
Yeah, I think we have that big loss that Fabricio lost his title, but we believe he's gonna get it back. We believe Fabricio has amazing potential. The guy works hard every day. And we just have a great team, you know. We just have a great team. I was in Singapore for 4 weeks before, and then I finished my camp here at Kings for 6 more weeks. And man, we have the best guys there. We have like I always say, we don't have a fight camp team. We have a family, you know. Everybody care about each other, and I think that's why we're growing.
What was the benefit of going to Thailand?
No, Singapore.
Singapore better.
Yeah, I was there at Evolve, and we have a lot of Thai guys there. And WBO world champion. I've been sparring with this guy, you know, a lot of times. And man, it's I've been enjoying Evolve since 2010. And every time I go there, I do some fight camp there. I show up great. And I think this time it will not be different. And I like to go, you know, different places to train in different ways. I think that's why I be evolving my game, and the job the work that we be doing Kings is awesome. But you know, I always like to add something more because there I got to train like pure Muay Thai from Thai guys. They have a lot of different tricks, you know, and a lot of that thing I can bring for MMA.
So obviously you're a very different kind of fighter than Anthony Pettis is, but when he fought Eddie Alvarez, you know, he really had a hard time getting out from under him, and you know, it was a tough fight for Anthony. What did you see in that fight that gave you any clues on how to beat Anthony? I mean, Eddie, sorry.
Yeah, I think the game that he did against Pettis will be very similar that he'll try to do against me. You know, he will try put me against the fence. For sure, play, you know, a lot of footwork, play on the outside. But I fought Pettis before, you know. He's a very flashy guy, very tricky, but he's not that strong. And I think that's why Eddie got to hold him against the cage, wearing him down a little bit. But I think that game not gonna work against me.
Well, one of your old foes is up at 170 now, Cowboy Cerrone. He looked really, really
Yeah,
good the other
really
day.
good.
I mean, you know, that's somebody that could circle back around to you at a higher weight class maybe sometime.
Yeah, Cerrone, man, I think I told this in some of my previous interviews. He's one of the toughest guys that I fought. He, you know, some people say, but you finish him so quick. But the first fight was 3 rounds, and that one, I just took, I took the chance because I see he felt the body knee, the body shot, and then I took advantage of it. If I let pass like 10, 15 seconds, I didn't took it, should be hard, should be 5 rounds. But man, Cerrone's tough, that guy hits hard, he's good standing, good on the ground, and yeah, I was impressed with his performance against Cotero.
When you saw Diaz choke out McGregor, what was your reaction? Were you thinking to yourself like, that should have been me, that could have been me, you know, beating McGregor that way?
No, like, I just thought, man, I just wanna, I like see all this thing, you know. I just like, I wanna fight, you know. Like I was sitting on my couch with my foot lifted, you know, with my, you know, my foot broken, and yeah, of course. I mean, against me, I think I thought, man, it should be even ugly, you know. Like I would hurt that guy, man.
So you weren't surprised about what happened in that fight at all?
No, like because I thought gonna be little, you know, because McGregor Diaz he didn't have time to train at all, and I thought at first that McGregor would win, you know, would won, but as the fight go on, Diaz start taking those shots, and you know, did not crumble. And I know how durable he is, you know, because I hit him with some good shots too, and he didn't give up. And McGregor gets out.
Was it even harder to pull out of that fight because not only was it a big chance to fight and defend the title, but also anyone who fights McGregor, big opportunity, big money fight. Did you lose a lot of money in pulling out of that fight as well?
I would make a lot of money, you know, but I like money. Everybody like money, but I don't love money, you know. If I don't fight McGregor, I still have a good life, you know, coming from where I came. For me, I born naked with no teeth. Now I have everything, you know. And if this fight happen down the road, I will be there. If UFC think he deserves a lightweight shot, I will be there. But you know, it's not something that man, should, you know, make a good money. No, I think money comes and go. What comes easy goes easy, and that would be a easy money. But it's fine, man. If this fight that happen down the road, I will be there. If not, I'm happy with what I'm making, and my intention is keep working hard and keep my title.
You know, you talked about having 5 fights in 11 months, and you've been typically one of the more active fighters in the UFC, whether you're a champion or not. What did you do to just kind of keep your focus while your foot was lifted and you were injured and the doctor was telling you have to take consecutive months off? Like, what went through your head, and how did you basically keep the sanity?
Yeah, man. Even with my foot broke, I was able to keep in shape. I didn't gain much weight. I kept my diet all the way, and what kept me to like in good mind, being positive, you know, like knowing that you know God has a better plan for me, and I just want to get back, you know. Once I was injured, say, man, I just want to get back, get healthy, and back on the octagon as soon as I can. Because I did the whole fight camp, and 2 weeks before, you know, it would be I fought in December against Cerrone, and March again, I was supposed to be fighting again March against McGregor, and I had plans to 2016 do maybe 3 fights at least, but I think that's not gonna happen anymore because July will be my first fight, and I probably do one more this year. But man, basically what went to my head is, you know, keep in good shape, keep in good spirit, and get health as soon as I can and back training. And here I am, fighting 2 weeks. Happy for that.
And you know, obviously when the report came out that you were injured and you know you had the pictures of your leg being broken, McGregor obviously took the opportunity, as he always does, you know, to grab the mic and start talking about it. You know, saying that you know if it was him, he would have just taken Tylenol and then went back to training. When you hear that kind of thing from him, what goes through your mind? How do you respond to that kind of thing?
Yeah, man. It's hard to say because when you win this game, I don't deserve anything bad for any of my, you know. I am the kind of guy when I step on the octagon, I always do my prayers because I want to beat that guy without hurting him, you know. I can knock the guy out, but on the end of the day and on the end of the night, he go home, 100% health, no broken bones, and that's what I try to do. That's what that's what I ask for. I don't wanna send nobody to the hospital. I don't wanna broke nobody's bone. And he's been saying that, and say that I, just take Tylenol, ibuprofen, whatever. He's on this game too, Down the road, this can happen with him too. I think when you're on this game, man, you fight game, you can get you broken bone, you tear ligaments. Everybody, there is nobody on the fight history that never got hurt before, and he's not got hurt yet, but he'll get hurt one day, and I think it would not be fun if I say something to him, but but it is what it is, I think he's just trying to get more publicity, trying to be a funny guy. But unfortunately, man, the day comes for everybody. Everybody one day is gonna get hurt,
Do you believe that, Conor's style of promoting, with the comments he said to you and all the various comments that he said all about his other opponents, do you think that's the best way to approach promoting a fight?
No, I think, man, I think sometimes he crossed the line a little bit, and it's a good way for him, but I will never do something similar. But I think sometimes he's kind of crossing the line.
Along those same lines, what was it like for you? You guys did have that one big press conference. What was it like for you sitting up there with everything that he said? Because we kind of looked at you, and it didn't look like you were bothered much by it, but you did have to take over and over, insult after insult. What was it like for you sitting up there?
Yeah, man, I was just there listening, he doing his show, because all this press conference, it's Conor McGregor show. Everybody go there to listen what he's saying, all of that, all that crap. But only thing that was going on my mind was, man, I will listen what this guy is saying here now, people making questions for me, he answered for me, Actually, he was working for me, let him promote the fight. I go there and do my job and smash this guy, but I was thinking that's the toughest part for me.
So if it didn't get you at all, as you're saying, is that a skill that you have? Because other guys, it does seem to get to them, and it does fire them up, take them out of their game a little bit. Is that a skill that you have to be able to just say, whatever, I don't care? Yeah,
man, I don't care, man. I think everything he does is trying to show off, to get more publicity, but my job, I do with my fist, Everything that I earned in my life was fighting. I'm not the kind of guy that talk crap to respect my opponent. I always respect. I think once the guy step on the octagon to fight against you, he deserves respect, and is what I think. And what he was saying, it's okay. I think I have that skill. Say, man, let this guy talk, and fight day, fight night, I will make him pay for everything.
Did you talk to Jose after their fight? Or I don't know if you guys are friends, really.
Yeah, I talked to him last press conference, and he was talking about fight Conor again, and like after Edgar, and I told him, say Aldo, I don't wanna make you sad, man, but this fight not gonna happen. McGregor is not making 45s anymore, and he won. I think his plan is retired as a featherweight champion. Like he wants to say that nobody take his belt. UFC took my belt because I didn't fight. That's, I think, my opinion, that's his plan. He's not making 45s anymore.
Rafael, when you fought Cowboy Cerrone, obviously you attacked the body, and there was some comment made afterwards that apparently he likes to drink, so let's go after the body. When you're fighting Eddie, Eddie broke his orbital when he fought Gilbert, and obviously you broke Anthony's orbital. Has there been any sort of game plan or strategy to attack that part, knowing that it is a weakness of his?
No, I did not even know that. I just know that now. But you know, I think for this fight against Eddie, I have more weapons. You know, I feel that I have more weapons than him to win this fight. I have a solid stand-up game. I have a solid wrestling game. My jiu-jitsu is good, and I've been training Brazilian jiu-jitsu for over 20 years, and man, I just feel that I am on my time now. You know, I think I worked so hard to be on this position, to get where I am now, and I respect Eddie. He's a great opponent. He's a tough guy, but this belt will stay with me for a couple of years.
And once again, at this point, you're the only Brazilian champion. How important is it for you to, at some point, defend your title in Brazil? And then, obviously, having seen what happened to Fabricio a few months ago, is that some sort of cautionary tale about so much pressure in front of the hometown?
Yeah, I think against Fabricio, man, with Fabricio, I think I fought in Brazil before. It's very hard to fight in Brazil, you know. It's a lot of pressure, you know, because I put myself on Fabricio's shoes. Fabricio, man, he was fighting for 45,000 people. People want to see him bring the fireworks, you know. And Fabricio have a lot of experience, but he felt the time, he thought he connected a good hand, and he tried to finish. And then he got caught at first, and then he did the same thing again, and then Miocic knocked him down. And it's hard to say, man, because once you step there, things happen too fast. I think Fabricio will be back, and I don't carry any extra pressure. I don't care at all, you know, because I am the only Brazilian champion. I know that my coaches, my team, my family, they all care about me, and you know, Brazil been on this game for so long. A lot of Brazil has a lot of champions in the past, and I think Brazil have a lot of potential to get any other belts back. But this I am the first Brazilian lightweight champion, and I will stay. I'm pretty confident. I don't care. I don't carry any extra pressure with me, and I just have a solid mind that I work hard for that, and this belt will stay with me.
You already have a win over Nate Diaz, but he's gotten a lot bit more popular now with the win over McGregor. Is that a guy that you want to see again maybe in the future? That could be a big money fight for you against Diaz.
Yeah, man, I don't know if he's interested in this fight. Like he said on the press conference, he want to fight McGregor, nobody else. Right. And I don't know if he wants.
Did you want to fight him in UFC 200 or coming up? Was that on the table at all?
In 200,
Well, I know, but before the Alvarez fight got made, did they talk to you at all about fighting?
No, they not even talk to me. You know.
Did you want it?
Yeah, if they offer me, I will be there. But I think it would not be fair with Alvarez.
Right.
That's why. But if they say, okay, Alvarez, you wait a little bit, Diaz will fight Dos Anjos.
Right.
My job is fight. You know, I never pick any fights. If whatever they say, I will do.
So you don't think he wants to fight you again, though? Yeah.
I think not.
Rafael, beyond Eddie, you know, obviously Khabib is still out there and he's off because it's Ramadan right now, but do you think that he's really done enough to earn that title shot against you, considering that he fought a guy who was never even in the UFC at his last fight? Or do you think maybe someone like Tony Ferguson, who's potentially can be winning 8 straight fights, has more of a shot against you?
Sure, I think his last fight was against a guy with full-time job, and I beat Diaz, Pettis, Ben Henderson, Cerrone, and I earned it, man. I earned my title, and I think like to get a title shot, you need to have some expressive winnings. You know, if you out for 2.5 years and you beat one guy with full-time job without disrespect, but we're talking about fight for a world title, and you can't just beat a guy that went there just to to cover some guy that got injury, and then this guy after 2.5 years get a title shot. I think Ferguson is the guy. He's fighting Michael Chiesa now. Probably will be in my opinion, the next contender.
People say Tony Ferguson, they always say future champion. I mean, do you see that in him? Do you see the potential, maybe not against you, but for him to be a champion?
Yeah, maybe in the future, but not now.
Ask a couple questions. Anybody else?
Yeah, there's been a lot more talk lately, mainly in the media, but for example, a fighter like Nate has talked about belts not being a real, the most important thing. Big money fights is the big thing, according to him. It sounds like he's devaluing the championship belt or holding the championship belt. How do you respond to that kind of thing, being the champion, being the title holder?
Yeah, I think when you did everything that you can and you couldn't reach the top, you can say, no, belts don't, that's no value. Because, I think people say that because they didn't got the title. And then they say, okay, I don't care for that because they didn't have it. I think that's why they're saying that.
Perfect. We're going to break for some photos.
Cowboy was saying that.
Yeah.
He was saying
It was
before
down-
our
yeah,
fight,
yeah.
I don't care for belt. I say, I care now. People think too much about money. Only money. Money can't buy that.